13:41 is our time right now, and welcome to it. This is The Quest, which comes through on Tuesdays between 1:30 and 2 p.m. Today, we have a queen in our midst, in our presence. I don't know what's the proper way of saying it, in our midst. We have the queen, the reigning Miss Universe Zimbabwe, Brooke Bruk-Jackson. Is that how we say your name?
Hello, everyone. No, it's actually just Brooke Bruk-Jackson.
Brooke Bruk-Jackson.
Yeah, I have no idea why my parents named me that, but I asked them and they're crazy.
And they switched it up. So
yeah.
It's Brooke, Brooke, and then Bruk.
Yeah. I think initially it's supposed to be pronounced as Bruk, but I think just from generations, everyone's just said Brooke. So everyone just now rolls with it.
All right, just a side note, were they fans of Brooke Shields?
I don't know. I've never asked them that, actually. I'll ask them that.
You should ask them. Did you guys like Brooke Shields? Is that why you named me Brooke?
Yeah.
All right, so you have had the most amazing year ever.
Incredible.
We were talking off air and you're saying it wasn't even a year. It's been 8 months.
Yeah, been 8 months.
And your life has changed instantly overnight.
Literally.
All because of a title.
Yeah. Crazy. It honestly, the past 8 months have felt like a vivid dream. Like, it's even when I first won, it was so hard and difficult to comprehend the fact that like I had gained this title, because to be honest, never in my life did I ever expect my life to lead me to this. Like, it was, and it also came so unexpected. So yeah, super grateful for it all. And yeah, I just believe that my higher power had this plan from day one.
Is it true that you weren't even based in the country when you entered the pageant at the time?
No, I was. I've been living in Zim my whole life. I left to Cape Town to study beauty therapy there for 2 years. But when I won, I was living here for 2 years prior.
All right. Yeah. So when you came and then you entered into this pageant, and this is at a time where a lot of people had lost hope and faith in pageants in the country. Yeah. Modeling in the country really wasn't as big as we would like it to be. Yeah. Why did you enter?
So somebody actually motivated me to enter. It wasn't something on my mind. I've obviously been involved in modeling, but pageants really have never been something that I'm like, oh my gosh, I really want to do that. So somebody motivated me into entering, and then a week later I entered, and then a week later I was on boot camp, and then a month later I was literally in El Salvador at Miss Universe. It was all such a quick process. I didn't even have time to process what was going on. But a lot of training and physical and mental work went into it. Even though there wasn't a lot of time, I did try my best to get to where I could. At
what point did it dawn on you that I'm Miss Universe Zimbabwe? I actually won.
I actually don't know if it has. It still feels so surreal. It's crazy to still think. Before I sleep at night, I'm literally I can't believe that this is where my life has led me. But I think the moment, the actual moment where I was like, oh my gosh, I am actually Miss Universe Zimbabwe, was when I was walking the stage at Miss Universe, and when they called out our country's name for top 10 Voice for Change. That was definitely when I was like, wow, okay, I'm literally at Miss Universe and I'm representing our whole nation. This is crazy.
All right, so when you became Miss Universe, I know when you entered, this was something you were trying out, and you actually did win.
Yes.
But what are one of the things that you said you wanted to change as far as the perception of modeling is concerned?
Just with regards to modeling, I think, breaking stereotypes, and that you don't have to be a specific way to win something or to be someone. For example, I got a lot of backlash on my color of my skin, and I think that links a lot into pageants and modeling as well, because you aren't defined by the way you look or the color of your skin. And I hope that it's created a lot more space for people to embrace who they are and to
acceptance as well.
Yeah,
I like the fact that you've pointed that out. We're going to take a quick break, and then when we come back, we will get to touch on the noise that was made not only in the country but also outside the country, around the world, about the color of your skin. Stand by for that. It's coming up after this break. 13:46. We do have Miss Brooke Bruk-Jackson in the studio with us, the reigning Miss Zimbabwe, Miss Universe Zimbabwe, and earlier on we're just talking about her experience before she won, when she entered the pageant, and when she won. And we got to the juicy part where you were talking, the best part. Well, one of the best parts. Yeah. Where you were talking about the color of your skin. So all over the world, racism for years has been a big issue, a big bone of contention in different various sports, whatever. And this is you've won a pageant. Usually it's the black people coming out, the darker skin types calling out colorism.
Yes.
Now you're the white woman who won the Caucasian, and you received this backlash.
Yeah. And it's almost also like people thought that it was easier and better to criticize somebody who's white rather than black. But yeah, it's crazy because when I first won, there was a few locals, few Zimbos who didn't really agree with it, which is okay. Like, some people in life aren't always going to agree with what's chosen. But the best part was when the outsiders, like the Americans, really came for me. Then the Zimbos had my back. And, it just shows a lot about our culture and how everyone here, even though, okay, we aren't so happy about her winning, we're still going to support her and love her.
No, it's a matter
of ours.
It's a matter of, I can fight with my sister.
Yes.
But when you come for my sister,
don't come near us.
Don't come near my sister.
Yes, yeah.
So how did you feel knowing that regardless of just a few hours before, there was a lot of noise about you winning here in the country, but people are standing up for you now?
I think it just makes me very proud to be a Zimbabwean and to be proud that the Zimbos had my back and supported me through it all, because like I said, it does show a lot about our culture and how we have each other's backs no matter what.
And you being a winner of Miss Universe, we did just touch on the stereotypes that are happening in the country as far as modeling is concerned, but also there has been a lot of work to try and get Miss Universe back on the map.
Yes,
get everybody on board with Miss Universe. So even after your reign, do you plan on doing more work to try and make sure that this title, this pageant, continues to have the esteem it has right now?
Of course, definitely. I feel that representing your country on an international stage is one of the best ways to get your country's name out there. When our name was named on the stage, everybody immediately was like, oh my gosh, Zimbabwe. Because even before, when I would travel, nobody would know where Zim was, and I'd literally have to explain it's by South Africa, and then they would sort of know. And I feel that if we keep pushing for the Miss Universe Zimbabwe to carry on, everybody's going to keep knowing about us and wanting to come and visit, and it's going to increase our tourism, and overall it's going to, help our country overall.
And now you're outgoing.
Pardon?
The outgoing, the reign will be ending very, very soon.
Very soon.
How do you feel about
2
that?
weeks. It's a bittersweet, definitely, because, I'm super grateful for everything that's happened in my time, and I'm grateful for the impact that I've hopefully been able to do, and, now building on my name, building on my brand, and obviously carrying on with my project works. But I'm also super, super excited to help and guide the next Miss Universe Zim, because, for me, there was nobody who was there for me to go to, because Zim haven't been on that stage for the past 22 years. So now the next girl at least will have me to help her and guide her and have a little bit of insight in Miss Universe, and she'll be ready for it for sure.
There's been questions as to why it's happening so soon. I know officially they are the officials who can answer that question, but from your point of view, why is this happening so soon?
So I think one of the main reasons is, the only reason actually, is that they wanted to crown the next girl a little bit earlier, so she has more time to prepare, because when I won, I only had a month to prepare. And so the organization did run it past me and asked me, would I be happy with, cutting my reign so that the girl has some more time? And I said, of course, because you need a lot more than 1 month to be fully prepared for that stage.
When you talk about preparation, what goes into the whole preparation process for such a big stage?
A lot. Mental, physical, so getting your walk right, getting your mental state right, learning how to answer questions politically correct, which also normally just comes naturally for us Zimbos, because we are quite, us. But, and just wardrobe is a big thing. You literally have to have 4 suitcases to take with you 2 outfits a day.
4 suitcases?
Other girls had 12. And I was literally I know, but they would change 4 times a day. So I only took
the laundry
2.
bill must be high when
I
you're
know.
there.
Yeah. No, it doesn't even go in the laundry. It just goes thrown straight back into the suitcase. But yeah, wardrobe was a big one.
So
and just
obviously you
getting
need to make-
sponsors on board, I think, was a very difficult one, because nobody knew about Miss Universe Zim, and nobody knew that like they could really get their name out on that huge stage. So I think now it will be a little bit easier to get sponsors for clothes and obviously everything else, because people know what a big platform it actually is.
So just to be clear, is the reign coming to an end completely? You won't be doing any more Miss Universe work. It will now be done by the new one would have come in?
No, so I think, well, I personally would like to still carry on. I think that I will have roles and duties to fulfill until September. But even beyond my reign, you know, this is not something that is just going to be here for now. It's going to be always ingrained in me, and I'm still going to carry on, you know, being an ambassador for our nation for the rest of my life.
All right, 0772-168-045. Go ahead and ask Brooke any questions that you have. What is the one thing you're going to tell the incoming Miss Universe? What word of advice are you going to give her?
Be yourself, because
That sounds like a cliche.
yeah,
though.
it does. It really is. But it is the truth, because when I was at Miss Universe, you could literally see through people who weren't being themselves. You can see it. It's so blank and straight that you can feel that they're not themselves. And when you aren't yourself, you don't reach your full potential. So as cliche as it does sound, it really is the truth. Because also stay yourself. Like once you gain that crown, don't think that you are any better than anybody else or that you are higher than anyone else, because you are still the same person, and you won because you were that person.
What did you have to change about your personal life when you became Miss Universe?
Well, I did. So I was working in a beauty salon, and I did have to leave that job full time, because I had other
commitments.
Yes, yeah. So that was the main thing, really. And then just like my social media life, like I really have to keep up with it. And before I was just like a normal gal, like posting every now and then,
But now you got to post
stories
regularly.
literally, yeah. And it's hard work to keep up, but it's something that comes with it all, you know.
All right, so before we go, what's the plan for you after Miss Universe?
Oh, amazing. So I am actually soon launching my own fragrance, my signature scent. It's called Brooke Signature. It's launching this Friday. I'm hosting a really big event, and if you go onto my social media, you'll see all the details, and would love for everyone to come if you can. It's also going to be like a reveal of my journey, and yeah, just a nice evening. Also,
right.
like my farewell.
All right, so we are getting some marriage proposals for you here. This one says, "Hey Brooke, I want to marry you. You're a legend." His name is Shockmanship. So is marriage somewhere in the horizon now that the work with Miss Universe will be done?
No, not for a while. I'm still super young. Like, I don't ever think of marriage. So
You just don't want to live your life,
Sorry.
girl.
Sorry.
All right.
One day.
Maybe one day you might be lucky. All right. This one here says, "Hey Brooke, can you please tell me about friendships? How did you manage to keep up with the same friends that you had from before Miss Universe?"
So you have your deeply connected, rooted relationships and friendships that will never really go away if you keep that bond. But you do have to make time for them, and time especially also for your family, to keep that connection, because you are so busy the whole time. But for me, I love people, and I love my friends, and I love my family. So that was something at the top of my list to keep on fulfilling, really.
All right. Before you go, quick questions. You just have to answer quickly off the top of your head.
Okay.
Drake or Kendrick Lamar?
Drake. He's hotter.
He's hotter. Oh yeah, he is hotter though.
Yes.
But I will go Kendrick.
Actually, I don't. Yeah, no, Drake. Let me keep my first option.
And when it came to the Met Gala, girl, I know you watched the Met Gala.
I actually haven't.
Oh, okay. Did you
No.
see the pictures?
No, I haven't. Was
Brooke.
it last night?
It was last night.
No, I haven't. I've been so busy, honestly. But
right.
I'll get onto it.
So I can't even ask you who did you think was
Sorry.
the best dressed. All right.
No, you can't.
If you were to attend the Met Gala, what would you wear?
Wow.
Would it be revealing? Would it be tight? Would it be crazy, outrageous? What would you wear?
I think it would be outrageously crazy, but not so revealing, more elegant, and like something with like feathers with like big orange
Why
feathers. I don't know. I just feel like it's like a look. It's a look. And I also saw someone the other day wearing it at a Met Gala years ago, and she looked insane. So I'm like, she's given me some inspo on that.
If you weren't a model, what would you be besides a beauty therapist and a model?
Ooh, wow.
It would just have to be those two.
Yeah. Probably full-time fashion designer.
Full-time fashion designer. We're excited to see what's going to be in the future for you. Thank you so much for coming through, Brooke.
Thank you so much for having me.
And we wish you all the best for your event that's happening on Friday and when you hand over the crown in the next 2 weeks.
Cool. Thank you so much.
All right. Social media pages before you go.
Brooke_Bruk-Jackson.
Brooke_.
BRUK.
All right. We're calling it
back
Brooke.
to the confusing name.
And we walk out with this one here, which we dedicate to Miss Brooke Bruk-Jackson, Gemma Griffiths, and Amara Brown. It's called Mambo Kazi. You're a queen.